love his work. You'll see his room over there, and I thank you so much for coming off the island for us, Lou. Flying off the island, and I'm going to let you take it from here.
Okay, thank you. I'm very proud to be here. I think it's a great gallery with great artists. When I come here to visit and drop off paintings, and I look around and see people's work, I learn from everybody. I've always made the analogy about a mountain, and this comes from Master Chan, which I'm going to allude to Tai Chi and the law of opposites in a second. In a mountain, we all start on the bottom of a mountain in our life path. And there's endless paths that are going up this mountain. But the summit of the mountain only leads to one place. And like in art careers, no two careers are remotely like each other. There's no school saying, well, you go to art school and you do this, this, and this, and you'll be a great painter. It's life experience, ups and downs, yin and yang, good and bad. It's the loss that creates passion. And how we define ourselves in our life isn't when everything's great and dandy. It's the resistance in our life that gives us depth. So this mountain, what I think, and I'm not at the top of it, because as you come to the top, I think the ultimate summit, and I'm guessing because I don't know, there's older artists here than I that are they're closer to the summit than I. But I think there's moments of clarity where when an artist is creating, this is after the technical skill is mastered. So you're painting mostly with your subconscious mind. It's not all technical. I put this here, I put that there. There's a flow. And I think the highest level of that is a clarity of thought to communicate an idea with very little filters that come through the heart. I think that's it. I don't know, because I'm not at the top yet. So I'm going to talk about yin and yang, because I look for the opposites in everything. And I'm going to start with, when I was a kid, I had a real rough time with it, real tough upbringing. A lot of stuff happened. I had an ugly childhood. But that ugliness creates the impetus for me to create beauty. I'm all about beauty. That's everything for me. So when I see a certain scene like this, I get this, oh, I gotta get that. I gotta get this. And this wasn't painted on the spot. I do sketches in a sketch pad, and then I make color notations, like cadmium yellow with this white, and I know exactly what that color mix is in my head, because I can write it down, I can mix that later. And then I shoot the heck out of it with the camera. I'm a lousy photographer. I mean, you look at this stuff, it's like, what are you going to do with this? But the camera's a good tool. But most of my learning wasn't through a camera. It was from painting from life as a kid, because I couldn't afford a camera. So back to the law of opposites. So we have ugliness to beauty, okay? I look for the law of opposites. What really turned me on here, actually it's a simple idea, was this line of reflected light off of this water, and then the line of light from this light source. This was the painting right here. That was the initial idea. This is the most important part of the painting. Everything else dwindles. Another thing that I like is I like to paint tight, and I like to paint loose. I like them both in one painting. So there's tight and loose. There's warm against cool. There's a line against filtered light. And I even threw in little bugs and gnats in here. They're hard to see. Hey, it's part of life, right? They're annoying, but they're within the beauty.
Beauty of bugs?
How they dance around in the light. I love that stuff. It drives me crazy. I don't like them on me or in my paint, but I like seeing them in the light. So law of opposites. So we refer to Rembrandt. How could we not? But I'm going to talk about the technique of Rembrandt. And there's an adage I learned. I had 6 years of art school, classic atelier. The lighter the light, the slower the stroke, the thicker the paint. The darker the dark, the thinner the paint, the faster the stroke. All this is about yin and yang, the law of opposites. And that intrigues me. So we're seeing, and I make changes at will to get the law of opposites.